I'm here with David Ratcliff from the company MusicMyne, and he's coming all the way from Stockholm. And basically, welcome to the show, first of all.
Thank you very much.
And the first thing, I wanted to ask you, what is MusicMyne for starters, and how did you come up with this idea?
MusicMyne is a place where the fans can go and become musicians and become rock stars in their own right. So without any musical skills or technical knowledge, you're able to create an acoustic version from the original mix. You might create a rock version. We offer different drum patterns, different harmonies, different guitars that you can create your mix. You can then share it on the web. You can buy it, you can create a ringtone anywhere from 1 to 25 seconds and purchase that. So it's about giving fans the opportunity to interact with the music and creating revenue for the content owners.
At the moment, the company is still in development, but you've already carried some pretty high-profile artists, like you did something for Mika, you did something for Frankie Goes to Hollywood. How do you propose yourself to the labels, and what has the reaction been up to now?
Well, we've had some long-standing relationships with the labels over the last 3 or 4 years, in fact, and they've been aware of me and the company, and they've seen fit to test it after a while. So at the moment it's, I would say it's an informal relationship, but we're exploring how best to give an experience to the fans which enhances their relationship with the artist and also allows everybody to make some money.
Yeah, sure. And an interesting thing about the company is that you don't put yourself out there as a sort of a brand, MusicMyne. You at the moment you're more like a B2B company, and you go to the labels, and maybe the labels link up to your application, but without the MusicMyne brand being at the forefront. So that's why probably most people haven't heard about the company. Is that something that you're looking to carry on in this way, or do you think that MusicMyne is going to become more like a portal?
I think we're going to look to work with portals. We don't want to become a destination in our own right, because we see ourselves as a platform that's agnostic, where the fans can come in from any device and any social network and find their music. So a bit like a club becomes popular, everybody goes there and then they leave and you're left high and dry. And we don't want that to happen to MusicMyne. We have got a lot of products to roll out and develop over the coming year. So what we want to do is to allow people to save it and take it with them where they want on the web.
Basically, MusicMyne, the thing that makes it different, because there are quite a few remix companies out there, but what makes you different is that on the one side you have real musicians that actually work on the tracks and create alternative backgrounds in different styles for it. And the second thing, you also have a very extensive way of people to share, rate, and ultimately also buy the remixes that they create. So can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure, there's quite a few points there. First off, I think remix is a very overused term. It has become generic for the facility to touch the music and alter it in any way. So for instance, if you remove the drums from a piece of music, it becomes a remix tool. In actual fact, I would argue that it's an editing tool. If you listen to the remixes that have been happening since Frankie Goes to Hollywood for 25 years, you'll hear that very often they actually have entirely new bass lines, drum lines, and it's about adding music. And that's what we do. So it's difficult for us to differentiate in the world of remixes, but actually we're adding music to it, and that is a very important part of what we're doing.
In terms of where you're placed, you're based in Stockholm, and there are a lot of music startups and companies that work in the music space over there. Why do you think that's such a fertile place to start these companies?
I think that Sweden has a very strong musical heritage, and there are an awful lot of very well-known producers and writers that exist in Sweden and Stockholm. So that helps. Their standard of excellence in education is extremely high. So you're able to get very well-qualified developers who are actually very responsible, and we have just a fantastic team, and they're all Swedes. Sure. It's possibly easier to become an entrepreneur there because there's less risk. Yeah. You, as an individual, there's quite a large comfort zone. So you can always take a risk for a while and go back into to work. It's much tougher in the UK and the US, of course.
Yeah. How do you see MusicMyne developing in the future? At the moment, it's a web-based app. Everybody's talking about apps for mobile devices or tablet devices, whatever may come. How do you see the company carrying on?
Well, I think we have to look at what's key and core to our offering or our mission, which is actually to make money for recording artists again and be part of that. And that's the central part of it is around interacting with the music. So we have to develop new ways for the fans to get close to their artist and to play with the music. So that we definitely are going to be on an iPhone and an Android app, and we have a number of different ways that we can do it, which come from gaming to actually replicating what we're doing now on the iPhone. We have split audio, so there are a number of ways that we can utilize that.
Sure. And talking about the charts function of the site, how do our users take into it, and why do you think that is an important part of the experience for the remix?
I think part of it's pride. We see people committing a lot of time to it, and they're then proud. Core to our experience is that they feel that they've created something alongside the artist. So we're giving them the emotional feedback that a musician gets when they're playing in a band, which is very, very important, and they then want to save that and share it and show off to their friends. We see in the charts that some of the mixes get listened to. I think the 986 times was the highest in Kent, actually a Swedish band. And that is, most of them come in from the social network sites. We're quite rigorous about how we measure listens, because it's not a click. You have to have listened to the song for over 10% of the time, or up to 2 minutes, and it's only registers once per hour per IP address.
Yeah.
So somebody cannot sit there clicking to register all the listens. And we see it's very interesting because we see some artists, the majority come in from Facebook, some artists, the majority come in from MySpace. So it's very interesting, the different balance. Yeah. And I think it's important to give the fans the ability to save where they want to go.
In terms of interactive music and the way it's developing, why do you think it has such a pull with the audience, and why do you think that it seems like with music DNA and all sorts of formats coming out, the listener wants more than just passively listening?
Well, I think it's actually interesting. I don't know if you read the Eno comment about whale blubber. It was essentially that recording industry was just probably a moment in time when people can make money from recording. And I actually disagree with that, but I think it does herald the end of the passive experience. And if you look at the gaming industry, you see that I have to spend an enormous amount of money buying ABBA for my 10-year-old daughter so she can massacre it on SingStar. So it's extraordinary that a 10-year-old should be doing that with ABBA, an artist that's 30 years old or whatever. But it's so compelling that she can interact with it and be part of it, that is the strong offering. And I think that's what we're seeing, is that people want to be part of music. And actually, before music was recorded, it was always a collaborative process. Musicians by nature are collaborative because they have to get up there on stage and work together as a team. And that's what you're offering people, and that's why people are so compelled by interactive music.
Well, fantastic. Thank you very much. And if anybody wants to check out MusicMyne, you can go to musicmyne.com, where you can find a couple of examples at least. And also, if you Google MusicMyne, you find quite a few of the experiences they've created in the first couple of pages. So it should be quite cool to try it out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.